Hello, my name is Tanaka from METI. Allow me to introduce myself. Just a year ago, I have been appointed to work at Ministry of Economy and Industry, and I have been responsible around quantum technology. And before, I worked at National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology, and I was looking into laser as well as quantum technology. And after that, I again came to this ministry to work on quantum technology. And the first event that I attended was Q2B, which was held last year. It's been 12 months, and it is a privilege for me to be able to speak in front of you again. So today, I will be talking about METI's quantum initiatives and related NEDO projects. So this is my agenda or contents. So the most important point that I wanted to talk is actually compiled in the very final part. It's really about our new quantum projects. It's a contest where we offer prize money. It's part of the NEDO challenge, as we call. And so this is something that I really wanted to pitch in to you today. I also took part in research. I was also a researcher. And I don't really want to continue compare to what I had been researching, but I do believe quantum computing, quantum technology is an area with a great speedy evolution. For example, FTQC, the word itself was not that popular, or we didn't really hear about it last year, but then this time in this Q2B, I think almost everyone is talking about FTQC. And even in METI, we started to talk from NISC to FTQC. I do believe that transition point was around the end of last year. And so Google, Quantum, QEra, we worked with a lot of vendors who would be talking about error correction or logical qubit. And we heard a lot from these people. And so with that, even in our ministry, we wanted to make sure we don't lag behind in launching new initiatives and policies. Now, this is about our national strategy. So the national strategies around quantum strategy or quantum technology, there are 3. So it's something that has to do with R&D or 2020. And then 2022, we have this vision. And then in 2023, we have this strategy for quantum future industry development. But the final one is more like a report. It's about what promotion policies the ministry would have in terms of creating and developing quantum industry. And so looking at this transition within the quantum space, we believe there are areas where Japan needs to make sure we have steadfast policy, and that's what's been compiled in our report. We know that within each country, there are a lot of policies and strategies being launched around quantum technology, but I do believe Japan actually leads the way in the number of policies. And I think this really reflects a lot of expectation of quantum technology in Japan. I'll skip some slide. And so within METI, there are some activities around quantum technology, promoting quantum technology. And so my office is called Frontier Promotion Office. And what is Frontier? That's something that I have elaborated on this slide. So it's exactly on here. So it's an area that we know there's great potential, but we haven't really been able to materialize in terms of industrial, in terms of we haven't been able to come up with something material, especially because there's a lot of risk, costs and risks associated with that. And so individual companies may not be able to do this development on its own. And quantum technology, I think, is a good example of something that would fit under this frontier category. And so it's really going to be important that the government takes the lead in social implementation and expanding national wealth on this technology. And so we believe quantum technology is one of the most important topics when we talk about frontier area. There's been a lot of supports that the ministry had been offering from before, but as I have elaborated a little more, we're trying to make sure that we be able to find industrial use case as well as supporting developments of computer or related components, in other words, hardware. And one thing that we're doing, for example, there's this G-Quad in AIST that's been established last year, and METI. There's going to be approximately 60 billion yen support over the 2 years, quite a large amount of investment or support to such activities. So this G-Quad, there's also a booth available today. I hope you'll be able to look at it because that's probably the best for you to know what is being done in G-Quad. So there's a lot of, they'd be looking into a lot of quantum device materials to make sure we be able to have some prototypes of quantum devices. We're working with NIST in the US, Canada, NRC, Korea, CRIS, and also IBM and Keysight. We have MOUs with these organizations, and there's also International Advisory Board as part of our international activity. And at this moment, there are 8 members, and out of 8, there are 6 who are overseas, in other words, non-Japanese members. So these, we're trying to make sure we be able to leverage all these expertise as well as the knowledge we be able to accumulate here in the G-Quad activities. So there's also G-Quad building that is currently being constructed. We expect that it would be completed at the end of this fiscal year. And once it is built, we expect that this is going to be like a global hub where a lot of people will be able to discuss and research around quantum technology. And more about G-Quad. We're trying to make sure it is going to be unparalleled testbed center in the world. And for quantum, there's ABCIQ. In other words, this very large GPU supercomputer. And so we use like more than 2,000 NVIDIA computers, GPU, which is currently under preparation. And for quantum computer, we have QRS, cold atom type, and Fujitsu's superconducting type computer. We're expecting that these would be implemented. And as a matter of fact, I think there were reports from the 2 entities this morning. And we're also looking into optic methods as well. And so we are expecting that we be able to create this quantum HPC hybrid computer system. And it's not just about computing. We're also trying to look into other components. For example, performance verification test of components installed into quantum computer at extra low temperature. So that's something that we're also preparing. So this is really like a test bed. And we expect that we should be able to open the facility next fiscal year. We're hoping that you'd also be able to make benefit. And so we're trying to pursue co-R&D, but then not just R&D. We're trying to make sure we be able to pursue a lot of business use case. Certainly, this requires investment, but we're trying to make sure this test bed would benefit the business world. And there are some other related projects, a very busy slide, but in our ministry, we are trying to look into various areas, hardware, software, use case creation, as well as human resource development. And mind you, this is not everything we do. We have much more. We also work with Riken, and we're trying to make sure we be able to connect that with Fugaku. So hybrid computing software for connecting Fugaku and QC. We work with IBM as well. We're also trying to go into human resource development in this field. And we're trying to also tap into more use case. And so, for example, development of quantum classical hybrid use case technologies and cyber physical space. And we're also trying to support evaluation technique of QC components as well. And this is a slide that explains what support that we offer for use case. So again, quantum classical hybrid use case, hybrid using like AI, and we're trying to create these type of use case. And so we're looking at development fields such as materials, manufacturing, logistics/transportation, as well as network. So we're trying to find good use case in these areas. And we say quantum, but there's gate type, but annealing or quantum inspire, all would be under subject. For example, if it's about drug development, or it could be about creating new material for an adhesive purpose. It could be about logistics optimization. It could be about semiconductor production optimization. And more recently, it might be about more optimal virtual power plants. So there are a lot of themes that is being studied. So this is where we're trying to invest 1 billion yen a year, and one theme is supposed to last a maximum of 4 years, which there will be support for 400 million yen. The 400 million yen is provided for each theme. And it's something that we've started from FY23. It's a 5-year project, and at this moment there are 15 themes adopted. And so from here, again, this is really the main part that I wanted to talk about. So we're going to be starting new quantum project, and it's called NEDO Challenge. So it's quantum computing solve social issues. That's like the title or subtitle. And it's really like a contest where you're supposed to win a prize. At the moment, we're expecting the prize amount total is going to be 150 million yen worth. So it's called NEDO Challenge. It's this program that we offer a prize money. It's something that we started 2 years ago, and allow me to just quickly go over this project. So the previous NEDO project was entrustment type. It was a subsidy type, if you will. So we'd be writing some specification of what we'd want. There'd be some solution offered, and looking at the solution or the track record, we'd be able to verify whether or not the project would be worthy to support and offer a subsidy. These projects would usually be like 3 to 5 years, but it would be about like AI, something that evolves on a daily basis. But there was this issue that when it comes to these very speedily developing areas, it's quite difficult for us to specify what the right theme would be. And so that is why we decided to sort of change the format of the project. In other words, we are going to decide if the ministry would want to subsidize depending on the result. And so one example is something that we did back in FY22. It was NEDO supply chain data using satellite data. So there'd be satellite image that would be used to monitor supply chain. And the total prize money was almost like 40 million yen. The first prize winner received 10 million yen, second 5 million, third prize winner received 3 million yen. And so these money have already been offered. So in total, that's like 40 million yen. And this is probably the largest one that we did so far. But when it comes to quantum technology, it's probably going to be 4 times worth this. So it shows how how much our ministry looks forward to see what the participants will be able to show. So again, what we're trying to do is to provide social project to solve social issues using quantum computer. And the target of this challenge, certainly it's about developing quantum industry, and we want to create new markets. And at the same time, we also want to discover genius. We want to find the genius human talent in this space. Now, again, we are trying to look for use case, especially use case that would create a large impact to the society. So, for example, a use case. Well, at this moment, NEDO is discussing a lot about what kind of use case would be worth providing support. It could be about CO2 emission or reducing CO2 emission. It could be about more biofuel. And of course, we haven't really been able to find FTQC in these activities, but maybe the first step in applying FTQC, the first step could be it could be about the project that would take part in this could be the first step in utilizing FTQC. And so the contestants could be young people, it could be university students. And so these are like beginners, QC beginners. But then I'm sure there'd be a lot of engineers, people like you here today. And also there'd be QC developers. And so to these participants, so we do want to offer the computer, and so that's the support that we would like to provide. And this is like the schedule. And of course, this is just a tentative one. It hasn't been fully decided yet, but this is really the tentative schedule. So again, to QC beginners, we'd like to start recruiting around this autumn, which would be like in the October to December timeframe, and there'll be some lectures, hands-on sessions, and in parallel, we'd also be looking into what are the issues, what are the QC challenge themes to be tackled, and hopefully around upcoming March, we'd be able to get QC engineers get on board so that we'd actually be able to start the R&D from June, which is expected to last for like 12 months. And then there's going to be the final judge in determining which themes or which group have been able to come up with the outcome that is worth providing the prize money. So again, participants will be able to use QC free, will be able to obtain lecture as well. And this is my final slide, which is just a summary page. So again, basically, it's going to be the 3 national strategies, promotion measures that's been established for promoting social implementation of quantum compute. And I also talked about GQuad. We developed GQuad so that we'd be able to look into industrialization of QC, like quantum HPC hybrid computer system, something that you would not be able to find in other parts of the world. And again, we're trying to make sure we'd be able to offer the test bed for use next fiscal year. And as part of the NEDO project, this ministry have been supporting various actions that includes hardware, software, use cases, and components. And especially from this year, we're going to be starting this project, the contest project. And again, the total prize amount is 150 million yen. And participants will be able to use quantum computer for free, be able to obtain lectures. And so again, we're going to start recruiting beginners. We're also going to start recruiting, hearing from people what could be the right themes to work on. And it is going to be announced more openly from here. Hopefully you'll be able to find our message. But thank you very much. That's it from me. You have 1 more minute. If there's any question from the floor, I think we can just answer one question. This is Kim Yam from SoftBank. Thank you for your explanation. I have one question. You talked about contest and the program idea that you've been able to find in this contest. Who owns the intellectual property? That's something that I wanted to know. Thank you. At this moment, we expect that it belongs to the participants who generated that intellectual property. We still have to discuss more, but that's the basic thought that we currently have at the ministry. Thank you very much.
ご説明ありがとうございます。
Thank you for the explanation. I'm really excited about the contest that you mentioned. So is this something that you're supposed to apply as individual, or are you supposed to apply as like a team or group, like company team or scientist team, which is supposed to be, which are expecting? We're expecting both. So it could be individual, but then individuals could listen to lectures, may want to team up with the participants there. So that's also possible too. But of course, when we give a prize, it needs to be split evenly with the participants. So the prize is not supposed to go to one individual. It's supposed to, I mean, especially if you're taking part as part of the research institute, or if you're taking part as the member of the company, then that prize money is supposed to be split accordingly to what rules you have in your organization. But then otherwise, you're able to obtain the prize money. Of course, you still have to pay tax for that. Well, thank you very much. That was very helpful. I hope I'll be able to take part.